Hello, this is Bill Graham with Phresh Filters. We're at GrowWorks in Fulton, California, and I wanted to show you the Phresh Intake Filter. This is our competitive model to the HEPA filters that are for sale in the store, both the blue ones and the ones with the carbon, and also the foam filters, the shroom filters. Because what we're trying to do is filter the incoming air, the air coming into the garden, of dust and mold and particles. At the same time, we really don't want to restrict the airflow too much because that air is coming in to bring in fresh CO2 and cool the room, typically. So what we did was researched all of those products. When we were dissatisfied, we kept looking, and we were fortunate enough to find a carbon fabric felt that actually has bigger holes than the molecules we're trying to catch, which sounds kind of funny, except that it's carbon. So it's sticky. We're going to catch it and it's going to stay stuck. The fabric we're using is about 3 millimeters thick, so there's going to be a baffling effect as things come in. They got to go like this to get through, and that's when they're going to catch on to some of the naked carbon fibers and stay stuck in there. Now what we did was, this is a pleated fabric carbon felt with a polyester pre-filter. We have made it out of recycled paper, incidentally, so this filter is about 85% recycled and almost 100% recyclable. Lightweight was a real big thing, and also a low cost. 6-inch filter like this is about $80. But let me show you really what we got going over here and how to use it. First of all, we're very interested in filtering intake air, because anybody who has a garden with a carbon filter, they know that carbon filter is going to get dust in it. The pre-filter on your carbon starts turning gray and then black. All of that is in the room where your plants are. The clean air is what you're blowing out the window. So we looked at that. Of course, we tested the dust that was in the pre-filter, and it's full of mold spores, powdery mildew, flower molds, everything that you're trying to avoid, which means it's circulating around the plants. What do? Let's first prevent it from getting into the room, clean the room completely, and I would even recommend using a second one of these just to filter and circulate the air in your grow room. One thing that you'll discover if you start doing this is if you can take the filtered air and deliver it right into the plants in the canopy, is how much better those plants are than anything else in the grow room. So let me show you the details of the filter and what makes this thing work so well. The big stuff is all going to get caught by the carbon pre-filter, or by the polyester pre-filter. This is washable, so you can take it off and clean it. The material on the inside is going to get all the small stuff, and we've got a huge surface area on here. This is a 6-inch filter rated at 270 CFM. So this would be good for your small 6-inch fans. We also have a taller one, which would be good for your bigger 6-inch fans. We will always produce 2 filters for every size group. So we have 2 4-inchers, 2 6-inchers, 2 8s, etc. The smaller one typically good for your smaller fans for that class, and the bigger ones for the high CFM fans of that class. Or why not just double up and always get the bigger filter for each class? So this is the 8-inch, you might just buy a 6x12 inch instead. This filter can be used blowing down the inside or putting a fan on it and sucking through from here. If you can't put your pre-filter and your intake filter on the outside of the grow area and draw the air through the fan to go in, not a problem. In fact, very common, this would be your wall. With a hole in the wall, we use a piece of L-shaped duct, screw the fan right to the wall, going up and down, fan's blowing this way, and then we put the filter right on top of the fan. You're going to need this pre-filter to keep the dust out of it, and so simply you'll take the pre-filter off, put it down the inside of the filter, and take that extra piece of fabric and just fold it over and put a paper clip in it. You always want to use the pre-filter to protect the carbon felt from catching any of the large dust and molds, and make sure you keep this thing clean. But using one of those, it will greatly reduce or completely eliminate any of the mold problems that you have in a garden, and improve the health of the plants too. Because as far as we know, all that clean air, the little breathing holes in the leaves, they are going to be able to absorb more air, exchange more CO2 and oxygen, and that's what's making them grow better. If it takes a research project to find out, that's what we'll do.